What if the Thunder never traded James Harden? Arguably the biggest what if in NBA history. In 2012, the best young team in the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder, were coming off their best season yet, making the NBA Finals where their three best players were all under the age of 25. In that year's offseason, James Harden wanted a max contract and the Thunder management didn't want to go into the luxury tax. So this is what happened.
Rockets package was much more appealing. The trade package for Harden was Kevin Martin, Jeremy Lamb, and 2 first-round picks. Kevin Martin was a great scorer, Lamb was a young player with potential, and the picks the Rockets offered could be high if Harden didn't pan out. That was the deal that landed the beard, and he was on his way to the Rockets.
3 future MVPs broken up. But what if we rewind and knock some sense into Sam Presti to make sure they keep James Harden? So let's answer one of the biggest what ifs in NBA history. What if the Thunder never traded James Harden? In the 2013 NBA season, the Thunder, who had originally won 60 games with Kevin Martin, won 62 games in this scenario as the first seed in the West, with the presence of James Harden off the bench for the Thunder. And the Rockets, without their breakout star James Harden, lose 10 more games as the 10th seed. Now let's head into the 2013 NBA playoffs. In the first round of the 2013 NBA playoffs, originally the Thunder were supposed to face the Rockets, where Russ got into a freak injury, but the Rockets aren't in the playoffs anymore. So the Thunder end up sweeping the Jazz in the first round, where KD averaged 33, 7, and 4 a game for the Thunder. The Thunder head into the second round where the Grizzlies had originally beaten them in 5 games, but in this scenario, the Thunder had both Russell Westbrook and James Harden. In the original series, Russ was out, so the Grizzlies ended up losing to the Thunder in 6 in this scenario. Unlike in real life, the Oklahoma City Thunder are heading towards the Western Conference Finals to face the Spurs. The Spurs, using their team-centered style of play, take both Game 1 and 2 with their young star Kawhi Leonard averaging over 20 points per game. But in Game 3, the Thunder rile back with a triple-double from Russell Westbrook and a double-double from James Harden in a 20-point blowout. The Spurs take Game 4 and 5 with great teamwork shown between Kawhi and Tim Duncan, and we got the same 2013 finals as in real life. The 2013 draft was quite weak, but with the Rockets underperforming this season, they had the 12th pick in the draft, and with that pick, the Houston Rockets select none other than Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Like, that takes no skill at all.
Damn! Now let's head into the offseason. In 2013 offseason, a disgruntled Dwight Howard heads to the Brooklyn Nets instead of the Rockets to team up with an aging Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. Now let's head into the 2013-14 season. In this season, in real life, Russell Westbrook spends his entire season injured and KD won MVP. Russ still gets injured, but the Thunder start James Harden and snag the first seed, and the Rockets finish with the second worst record in the NBA without James Harden. Now let's head into the 2014 NBA playoffs. The Thunder sweep the Suns in the first round with the return of Russ, but there is a slight tension between the big three, as James Harden was delegated to the bench, but this will be important later on in the scenario. The Thunder beat the Mavs in 6 in the West semis and faced the Spurs in the conference finals. The original series, the Game 6 went to overtime and the Spurs won because of a lack of a third option on the Thunder. In this scenario, the Thunder have James Harden and are heading towards the NBA Finals to face the Heat. But these Heat are not the same as 2012. They are older and the fatigue is catching up to them. So the Oklahoma City Thunder are your 2014 NBA champions, with Kevin Durant winning Finals MVP in 5 games. Now let's head into the 2014 offseason. In this offseason, the Cavs kept the first pick, selecting Andrew Wiggins, and in a shocking turn of events, with the second pick in the 2014 NBA draft,
the Houston Rockets select Joel Embiid from Yaoundé, Cameroon.
So now the Rockets have a crazy duo of Giannis and Joel Embiid, and the Sixers end up with Julius Randle. Now let's head into the 2014-15 NBA season. This season was fairly uneventful, as Kevin Durant gets the same injury he got in real life and misses the entire season. With the addition of James Harden, the Thunder make it to the 6th seed and lose in 5 games to the Clippers in the first round. The rest of the playoffs end up the same, with the Warriors being crowned champions. Now let's head into the 2015 offseason. The Rockets, who had an injured Joel Embiid and is still developing Giannis, play horrible and grab the second pick, selecting D'Angelo Russell. And the Lakers select Jahlil Okafor. So now let's head into the 2015-16 NBA season. This season marks the final season of James Harden extension, so the trade rumors began. James Harden demands more playing time and is granted the starting shooting guard role. The Warriors grabbed the 73-9 record. However, the Oklahoma City Thunder won a historic 70 games, grabbing the second seed in the West. And just like in real life, the Warriors faced the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. And just like in real life, the Thunder take a 3-1 lead, but this time, they don't choke. With 5 seconds left in the fourth, game tied, Thunder 132 and Warriors 134, and then this happens.
Green to inbound. Harden trying to get free. Down to 3, down to 2, it's a 3. Good!
James Harden hits a clutch game winner to send the greatest regular season team of all time back home, and now the Oklahoma City Thunder are returning to the NBA Finals. The Thunder start out strong, winning the first 2 games with Russell Westbrook averaging a triple-double and 2 40 bombs from Kevin Durant. The Cavs take Game 3 with a historic 56-point game from LeBron James. And in Game 4, the Thunder take a 3-1 lead, with James Harden coming up with his own 40 bomb. The Cavs destroy the Thunder in Game 5 by 20 points, with LeBron and Kyrie scoring over 30 each and a double-double from Kevin Love. But in Game 6, the Thunder take the series at home with a historic 60-point game from Kevin Durant. So the Oklahoma City Thunder are your 2016 NBA champions, with Kevin Durant winning Finals MVP. This is where the tension I mentioned before came back. Wanting more money and playing time, James Harden, who is a free agent, signs with the Miami Heat to play for a big franchise. On top of this, a lot of the depth on the Thunder signed with other teams that offseason, like Nick Collison retiring, Serge Ibaka, and Enes Kanter. This led to a very poor first half of the season for the Thunder, only winning 20 out of 41 games. In comes a disgruntled Kyrie Irving on the Cavs, and LeBron, who's become desperate as he's failed to win a championship in his first 2 years as a Cavalier. In a blockbuster trade at the trade deadline, Kevin Durant is traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Kyrie Irving, Tristan Thompson, and 2 first-round picks. The Cleveland Cavaliers finished the year winning the championship in 5 games versus the Warriors. James Harden won MVP in 2017 instead of Russell Westbrook, and Westbrook got traded to the Rockets to team up with a young Joel Embiid, Giannis, and D'Angelo Russell. In the 2018 NBA season, the Rockets break out, winning 60 games with Russ, Giannis, and Joel Embiid, and face the Warriors in the conference finals, but lose in 6 games. The finals is a rematch of the previous season, with Cavs winning in 6 games, with the duo of KD and LeBron turning out to be too much for the Warriors. This season, LeBron wins MVP instead of James Harden. In 2018, the Oklahoma City Thunder played so bad with Kyrie carrying that they got the 2nd pick and they selected Luka Doncic. In 2019, Giannis still wins MVP with the Rockets winning 67 games, and the Rockets win the championship in 5 games versus the Cavs. I'm going to end the simulation right here because so much has happened, and I want to summarize it up. Russell Westbrook is a 3-time champion. KD is a 4-time champion. James Harden is a 4-time champion. Joel Embiid has a ring. The Warriors dynasty never happens because there are too many super teams in the NBA. Houston Rockets actually turn out better without the Harden trade. And last but not least, Kevin Durant actually gets respect for his accomplishments. These videos take a long time to make, so your subscription would be appreciated.